Up there. That's cool.
I press play.
I can change that.
Live.
Is it working?
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-52439. Yep. 205-964-52439. You know.
Good afternoon, and welcome to what is this? June 6th, 6/6.
Oh,
Close.
We buying that up.
And so
the last 6 months.
yeah,
Right.
what that'll be 2060.
Ooh,
I won't be here.
I won't be here either. What?
What's it? Well, not 40 years. You'll be here.
Lord
38
willing.
years. You'll be here.
You might be here. You'll
38.
be 90.
Oh yeah.
90 something. You'll be here.
Oh,
My granny, what, 94?
You don't want to be here at 90.
I don't know. I don't know. That's the unknown. But anyway.
Tomorrow's my
You're going to be like wholesaling real estate.
Somewhere sitting on the bench somewhere, just walking,
Shaking your cane.
young girls ride by today. And my mind that went back to 20. But anyway,
Watching young girls ride by.
Hey, we're here to talk about real estate investing.
I'm sure.
A strong emphasis on wholesaling real estate where your cash or credit is irrelevant. Low risk, high reward opportunity. Today's topic is driving for dollars worth it
With these
the
high
gas prices? Is it still worth it? Is it still affordable? So we're here to answer that question and more. If you want to get your questions answered, get pushed to the front of the line. Text the word Gator to this number, 205-964-5243, and you have your own personal seminar. All right. The paperwork, the superpower, what makes this all work is the right paperwork, aka a contract. You want a copy of the contract that I've been using personally since 2003 and been given away since 2008, been used all over the country, so it's going to work in your state. Text the word contract to this number, 205-964-5243. Follow the instructions there. Follow the instructions there. Follow the instructions there. That's for houses. For land, text the word earth. If you need a contract for wholesaling land, text the word earth. Follow the instructions there. Follow the instructions there. Follow the instructions. I wonder why you think I'm repeating that. Need you some buyers. You can build them pretty much anywhere of any decent sized market. Text the word buyers. And this video will explain on how that works also. The reason most people fail in this business is because they never figure out what a great deal or not is. Boom. This video will do that for you. The follow-up to that is you have to know this in the follow-up video. Boom. Text the word ARB. Needing methods to generate leads. It all boils down to getting your letting people know you exist. This is one of the best ways. Text the word text to this number, TEXT. My man Greg, he hadn't been on the last couple of weeks, but that's cool though. He left us with a real nugget. So most of my videos on YouTube, they're just random. You know, whatever I was thinking about or what I thought may be needed to help anyone that was interested in watching. So they're not in any certain order. So one of the people that watch us, his name is Greg, I think. He suggested that I put a playlist together in some form of order, or at least some of the videos I think could give you some type of step-by-step process. Bam. Text VIP to this number, and that'll get you going. Text VIP to the number for a what's the word?
Playlist.
God.
A
You really
street
don't.
version of the step by step.
A structure. I thought we were
A
doing
ghetto version of the step by step.
I didn't know where you was going with
Anyway, yeah, it's there though. You want to partner with us on apartments and self-storage facilities, text units and follow the instructions there. On houses, text 5050 for sure to get that info. And if you're going to do cold calling, is one of the better ways to generate leads also. Text the word dialer to this number to put your cold calling on steroids. Be more efficient, which means more deals, more checks, more smiles, more bills paid. First name bill, last name payer. Text the word tool, and you'll see why. I'll mention it later. I think I did enough. House cleaning. Somebody said I needed a banker's box. I looked that up. That was just a box. I thought it was like something special, like a box that holds folders. That ain't gonna sort of.
Oh, so you can be like that on here?
No, you know what I'm saying? I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I can't
nah.
really. I need me a
like a mini board like they have at the stadiums, and you can just change.
You think we can find a cat smart enough to bring me what I want whenever I.
Let's go to the first question. This is Jackson Mills. He said, dude, I freaking love your thumbnail for the video. Thank you, Jackson.
Thank you, man. There's a lot of effort going into that, man. Thank you.
This one came from Muna on YouTube. She said hello.
Hey, I get inspired. Let me just say that. Most of that ain't original, but I get inspired. So there you go. I got it on that one. First, just the process. I first have to come up with the topic, which is probably the most difficult thing, because what else can we talk about? And then once I come up with a topic, depending on what the topic is, sometimes it'll fit right in. So all I had to do is just Google high gas prices and then go to images and then just start looking at stuff, and then some just to stick out. And I normally choose 3 or 4 or whatever and just go with one of them. And then I get it over to my graphic artist from Fiverr. He's a bad man. He can draw his what off.
All right. Well, shout out to him for being a bad man.
I can't even pronounce his name, but shout out to my boy from.
Watch
No, he can't.
Nah.
We don't even speak the same language. I'm just tripping. Oh, normally, I forgot one part. So then what I'll do, because he's not creative now, but he'll draw what I tell him to draw. Once I show him what I want, he'll put, and so I'll do a little video. I say, well, this is the image, and I'll put the text or whatever, blah, 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 It's exactly like I wanted it to be. Oh, I'm Steve Jobs. Can't program, but I know this is a good idea.
Gotcha. All right, everybody's just saying happy Monday. Hello, what's good? Maurice said that it's still worth it to me. He's talking about your thumbnail, talking about the gas prices.
Oh, well, but Maurice, I wouldn't. We'll get into it. Okay. Yeah.
I'm just reading it because it's up here.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Let's see. Joseph Wilson said, what contracts do we use for JV?
Well, just since he brought up the word contract, if you want a copy of the contract I've been using since 2003 all over the country since 2008, been giving it away. Text the word contract, follow those instructions, But I use just purchase and sales agreement. Some people use quote unquote a JV contract. I like to use a purchase and sales agreement that ensures I'm going to get paid. Because I'm in the chain of the transaction. Well, it increases my chances greatly of getting paid. Let me say that. Y'all always get what's name. Yeah.
All right, this one says, what if you keep getting bad phone numbers off of Prop Stream? The number is either wrong or voicemail.
Well, the voicemail don't mean it's wrong.
Right.
It isn't reaching.
They're just not
So
answering.
what you should do is, all right, now I use PropStream and promote it a lot, but in my personal opinion, if you sign up for this service for your text messaging, now let me just say this. Oh, here you go. Now, if you're doing single skips or a large list, all right, batch leads is better. So to access that, you can text the word text, or you just go to text to flip, text the number 2 and flip.com. That'll get you access to it. They generally pull more number, and then skip to flip also. So on skip to flip, you can use, I'm an affiliate of Skip Vault, but it'll take you through my affiliate. It'll allow you to do single skips if you want. Their accuracy rate is higher, and they'll generally pull more numbers. So that's from my experience. But with any time you're doing those leads, you always want to follow up with a text. And if you're cold calling, if you have it set up that way, you can follow up with a text. If you have an email address, ideally that's what you want to hit them. You want to jab, get ready for the knock.
All right, we have a question on Instagram. Do you need a title company?
Do you need a title company? Well, a title company / maybe an attorney, depending on the state, you're going to need them to close the deal. Now, a title company, and I guess Attorney Dunley, I guess he's taking this as a title company too, but a title company is going to run title if they don't do anything else in the transaction and provide title insurance. When I say run title, they check to see, is this person the owner? What do they owe on it? And so on. And then they also will provide title insurance, which basically is they're saying, yeah, we checked to say this is the right owner. Yes, all the liens are cleared, blah, blah, blah. We're going to insure our work. So, now if you're talking about putting a deal together, we said a lightning round. I need to be quick with these answers, don't I? Okay, so let me finish this up.
I had it in mind.
So yeah, we started this
I was
the
about
night
to get this ready.
on the flipping too. So we said a lightning round. So we're gonna try to answer questions within 30 seconds. So there you go. All right. So the last little bit on that is you really need to wait on it. In my opinion, in most cases, wait on a title company until you have a buyer in place, because sometimes the buyer is not going to want to use who you've chosen, and they're the ones bringing the money to the table, and normally they're paying the closing cost also. So the one with all the gold does what? GOLD, gold. Then they normally make all the rules. It's just the way it is, man.
What was your question?
All right, this is very rare. I'm sure it rarely
Okay.
happens. But what if a title company gets it wrong? Who's to blame? The title company?
That's what the title insurance is for. If the title company,
have you run across it?
I've run across a situation where the title company before we got to the deal made an error. I've done that before, and that deal didn't close. It didn't close. For me, it didn't anyway.
All right, Markeith, we see you in the chat. Hold on, I'm gonna answer maybe 2 more and then add you. This one's from Jackson Mills. They said, "Hey, Footman, are Bandit signs still worth it? I just ordered 400, and I'm looking to put them out in Birmingham, over the next few weeks. Well, don't take none of the eyes down.
Yeah, don't take none.
Because I see that a lot.
Yeah, they're still worth it. You know.
Oh,
yeah,
of course,
They're Bandit signs. If you don't know what it is, and it's spelled BANDITS, not banner signs. It's Bandit signs. It's a form of marketing using many billboards. You're taking advantage of eyeballs, people that are driving in traffic. So there are thousands of people, depending on the market you're in, could literally drive by your message. We buy houses, your phone number, maybe a website, that's not necessary, call or text. So if done correctly, they can be very effective if done correctly. Now you have 400. Now the worst thing you can do is just go out and try to put them all out just wherever without doing your recon. I can't say that word. Do reconnaissance. Doing your recon, your research to see what other signs exist already. 30 seconds. That's all. Go.
Okay. This one's kind of long. It says, "Hi Ty, I got a call from my Bandit sign from a woman who has a property that has been abandoned for 20 years. It's in a Class D neighborhood and it's been stripped of copper and furnace. She says there's a hole in the roof and water damage. How can I help this lady? Is there any money in the land that it sits on? Maybe. How can I find out?"
Really quick, 30 seconds, Tyrone. First, ideally, you would need to just know the ARV is still just repairs. Like, been vacant for 20 years. What are the houses selling for in that D neighborhood? So depending on the market, that could still be a $200,000, $250,000, $300,000 neighborhood. So it may make sense. But if it's in a market like Birmingham, where the Ds are in the 50s to 60s, it's just a lot play. You probably need to get the lot for $500 if it's in that bad of a shape.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's add Marquise to the chat. Let me take this off. Hello.
There you go.
Oh,
That look all right.
how we doing
What's
today?
going on, man?
Drew?
Can't hear.
Can you hear me?
I got it.
I hear you now.
Okay, how y'all doing today?
Oh, super
Good, how
tight.
you
What about
doing?
yourself?
Likewise, just trying to get after it, trying to be the best
Whoa.
version of myself.
How my man is there?
6 months old.
He is a boy, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Moses.
Okay, I'm
6
sorry.
months old Moses.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, what you got?
I had a couple questions for you. As usual, whenever I jump on. So first question: have you ever been in a situation in regards to somebody that's highly motivated to sell, but they can't move out until maybe 60 days after they sign part A of the purchase and sell agreement? And if so, do you usually hold that contract, or do you just find a cash buyer that's willing to wait for them for their circumstances to change so they could actually move out in peace versus being out in, like, a real unrealistic time frame?
Okay, to answer your question, have I ever dealt with someone that needs at least 60 days to move out after the closing? Yes, I have. Normally 30 to 60 is reasonable. Normally 30, maybe to 45 is more reasonable. 60 days is pushing it or whatever. Now, again, you'll find buyers that won't have a problem with that, depending on the situation, but it needs to be at that 60-day mark. Like, what's the deal? Like, do they need the money before they even start searching for a new house or a new location? Then, so be it or whatever. I think once, did we do that? Once they agreed, because it was just going to be too long, that no, that didn't close. We suggested it, that they move into an apartment until, you find somewhere else to live. They're going to have the money. But I don't know what it was. It was some ridiculous amount of money they were going to get their hands on. Just moving in an apartment until you find somewhere else to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So I don't know if that's the situation, but that's what we tried to do. It didn't work out. They ended up just going ahead and closing it in a better time frame. But 60 is doable, but it can't be much longer than that.
So
but you'll find some buyers that'll wait on that. Depending on, at that point, it can be used as a negotiation tool. Okay, yeah, we can do that, but we need a little cheaper.
So to follow up with that, their situation is unique. They have a custom RV that's being built. They're already renting out the plot of land that they're gonna park the RV on. It's just coming from Indiana, and then when it get from Indiana, they have some customizations that gonna be done to the RV because they have a 6'2", 6'2" son. So it needs some type of work, and the man doing the work said it wouldn't be ready until August.
Wait a minute. So they're gonna live in the RV for an extended amount of time?
So
They're,
they're selling the home because they didn't want to deal with the property tax and the it's an older couple, so even though he wants to do the renovation, he's no longer able to do the renovation due to like back problems and so forth and so forth. So they're moving into a brand new RV where some of their family live at in regards to like a trailer park. So
I'm saying, so they've already purchased the RV, or they're gonna purchase it with their money?
So they already put down down payment. Like this is already in process as we speak. But the person doing the customization said since it's a particular RV that they need, it won't be ready until August.
Okay, so let me see, we're in June. Well, I guess it is 60. Could be.
So yeah, that's
yeah. Again, it's just going to depend on how attractive the deal is on how many buyers will be interested in waiting that long to get, actual possession. So it's possible.
Okay.
For sure.
So second part to the question, because depending on what you coach me on that, I was gonna actually submit it through your Dealulator site because it meets all your requirements.
Okay.
Because I went back and forth just making sure I did that right. The estimated ARV ranges between 280 and 305 because it is in Texas. So as we know, that's a non-disclosure state.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a same year built, just finished renovated home, maybe 7 minutes away, not crossing any major roadways, that's selling at 305 right now.
Okay.
And it's been on the market for about 17 odd days. And it's gaining some pretty good traction because I believe last time I looked at it on Zillow, it had somewhere between 45 and 50-ish saves.
Okay, that's a lot in that time frame. That's a decent amount. Let me just say that. So, what do you got getting it under contract for?
So they originally want 125, but I told them, with their time frame, and they had about 6,300 and back taxes for the property. I end up getting it for still at 90.
Okay. So that the back taxes are going to come out of that 90, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So on the surface, 280, getting it at 90. How big is it? What's the square footage of it?
Square footage is 1140.
Okay.
So I have an estimated repair
they living
cost.
in it, right?
I'm sorry.
And they are living in it.
Correct.
But yeah, that's a deal. It ain't nothing to think about. It could be a total rehab of, that's a deal. Nothing to think about. 90, 280, 90, 240, 90, all that work. Yeah, that's a deal.
Okay, so I'll be submitting that by the end of the day.
All right, let us know. Just hit me up.
Okay, for sure. And then to circle back around, I actually went ahead and submitted one other contract that I got, property I have on the contract. This one is a bit, I've been busy.
Yeah. I'm looking at your son there. He just looking at you flip pages and stuff. He been just so quiet. Y'all in. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank God for their mama, because I've been blessed with some beautiful children and some good behaving children, to say the least.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
So coming back to this property that I actually submitted, I'm kind of all over the place because the fact of the situation, is pretty much the oldest home in the area. Like even going out as far as like 2.5, 2 3/4, 3 miles. The home was built in 1900.
What city?
This is Huntsville, Alabama. Not
Who?
I might be saying that wrong.
Spell
Huntsville,
it. Spell it.
HANCEVI.
Huntsville.
Huntsville.
Hansville. Yeah. That's going to be a tough one there.
I could
That's
imagine.
that's in a very small town. It's going to be tough. That's not too far from Birmingham. Probably about an hour.
Like 45 minutes away from Birmingham.
Yeah. In that range. That's in Coleman County. That's going to be a tough one there. Unless it comes with an extreme amount of land, it's going to be tough to move that one.
So it comes just shy of an acre. It's on 0.68 of an acre.
Yeah.
That's
going to be a tough one.
I could imagine. They originally wanted 25, but I told her, even with them having a fairly newish roof, about 3 to 4 years old, plumbing, brand new, less than a year, and even with they had something else going for them that was under a year old, that I can't remember off the top of my head. I got them down to 15.5.
Okay. You wanna that's gonna be a tough one. I wouldn't put a lot more energy in that one. That's gonna be tough to move there.
I could imagine. I could definitely imagine.
That's why I asked about the amount of land. If they were on 10 acres or something like that, then it's more of a land play than the house. But
I told her.
a little over a half of an acre, it's gonna be tough on that one.
Okay. Well, I have submitted it over. I even reached out to Mr. Gregory, your top cash buyer. He pretty much said something similar to what you said. He said he'll forward it to a few of his friends. But in regards to the price point where I have it at, do you think I should just try to work it, or should I try to get it at a lower contract price?
I don't know what price you can get for it up there that makes sense. That's what I'm saying. It's tough to make that work up there, man.
Okay. And
when you're that far from a metro area in a small town like that,
yes, sir.
Hansville is probably under 10,000 people, I'm sure.
I think it came just under 13. I think it was like 12.8.
Yeah, so that's tough to move properties in towns that small.
Okay.
But yeah, man. I'm actually looking at it showing for Hansville, it's 3,300, 3,377, 2020. I thought it was 12 sounded a lot. It's small, man. Yeah, pass on that. You can move on from that one.
Okay. I appreciate you letting me know.
All right, no problem.
And then my next question would be, I come with the questions. I might not come every day.
No, let it rip, man. Show them how it's done. Let it rip.
Yeah, I'm taking your advice, man. If I'm on, I'm asking a few questions. So this is also another 2-part question. It's actually dealing with a couple properties that I've already spoken to the owner, and that I haven't spoken to the owner, but spoken to a real estate agent that's open to some creative solutions for his client. The first one was speaking with the owner. It's an older lady. She about 89, 86 years old. I followed up with her for the second time earlier today. Her property is about 0.11 of an acre, but it's just shy of 1,200 square feet. The estimated AR.
Where is this located?
This is in my backyard, North Miami Beach.
Okay, all right.
So the estimated ARV was,
Is this a house?
this is a home, correct?
Okay.
It's a 3-2 to be exact. It was built in 1955.
What are the numbers on it?
The estimated range that I see with the houses that age is 371 to 353.
All right, and what you can get it for?
I haven't officially given her an offer, and she hasn't officially told me what she wanted for the property. But
She living in it?
no, she's an absentee owner, and it's completely vacant. She just have somebody, a property manager, like a neighbor or something, taking care of the yard and things of that nature.
So from her description, is it livable?
It's livable according to the conversations we had.
And what's square footage?
1199 to be exact.
Okay, so we're looking at basically about 35 grand. And you said 350. We'll just use 350 as a number. 35,000. Yeah, if you can get that probably around about 180 or so, maybe 200. May have something.
180 to 200. Okay. Okay. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then this one deals with I don't go anywhere in Miami without driving for dollars. I'll show up to a doctor's appointment 15 minutes late because I saw a property I gotta circle back and check out. So with that being said, there is this multifamily single story complex that's been on the market for just under a year. I think it said 270 odd days. It was an electrical fire that took this out. Like,
so how much are they asking?
They're asking, I think it's ridiculous at 1.7 mil.
That's why it's still for sale.
Yeah, so I was, oh no, for sure that's why it's still for sale. So I was realistic, like, with this being, I have a couple multi-family homes, some residential, some commercial. This is actually the first commercial that I want to try to chase down. What will you advise? Will be
well, you have to look at how many units they are. You may can look and see. Well, I don't know. You may see a previous listing, rental listing or something, but you need to know how many units is probably there, square footage of the building, and then you want to know what the rents are in that area. You can somewhat backdoor what an offer is, but that 1.1 on a vacant building, it's hard to just say. I'm saying it's not a deal, but it's not a deal. Well, we know it's not a deal. Let me back up. We know it's not a deal. We just don't know how far he comes down to make it a deal. It's just too much. You have to have an idea because it's already zoned for that. So someone could tear it down and come back up brand new and charge, more than what he was getting because it's a brand new facility or whatever, or, get premium rents. Let me just say you might not charge more, but premium rents or whatever. So all of that will factor in as far as what could be built on there now, because it seems like it's going to have to be demolished. So, how far can you go up? Because I'm not sure how big the lot is, but what can you replace it with? That's the question. That's what he's banking on. That someone is going to come in with that sees a value add opportunity. But if it's actively for sale and he's been asking 1.1 for it, you just need more information about the area as for what other properties are built being rented for. You can just use how many units he had before, and again, you can somewhat backdoor the numbers to see what you possibly can offer for it, because you're looking at replacement costs. It's going to have to. I'm assuming it's not salvageable, so it's going to have to be demolition and come back up with a new construction with our development. So,
Well, I think I think the owner still have, because it's like a two-part um multi-family home complex, and the left side of it hasn't been touched at all. So I think he's still renting out the non-burnt side or trying to.
yeah. So, so you're gonna have to. So, if he's trying to actively sell it, then he has probably some information on it. If not online, he'll have all that information on it. So it's just hard to even give you an idea of network. I don't have any information outside of this for sale. And it's a multifamily, but he should have all that information available. If not online, available if you reach out and call him. So you're gonna have to collect the info on the property before you can even start to even consider evaluating. But again, obviously at the price he's asking too much because it wouldn't be still for sale.
Okay, that's fair game.
Yep.
That is fair game. Let me see my last question so I could go ahead and let you go about your time.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. This is right here. No, actually, that's it. I appreciate you.
No problem at all, man. Good seeing the youngster.
Appreciate that. Y'all enjoy your evening. Y'all be safe.
All right, join us again, my man.
For sure,
All right, my man. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, I guess we'll do some TikToking and.
Ready for the speed round?
Huh?
How many questions you want to speed round?
Oh, we've been.
He was doing it already.
Yeah, I thought we was already doing it. Or trying to.
All right, this is on TikTok. Someone asked, "How do I get started today?"
All right, someone wants the basic question: how you get started today? You've already started by educating yourself. You first must build that foundation. That starts with simply knowing what to do. You want to succeed at something, it increases your chances greatly by simply knowing what to do. Start with this playlist of videos. Text VIP to this number, and dive in. Everything you need to know is right there on my YouTube channel. Educate yourself. Once you do that, guess what? It's just going to automatically come to you on what to do. But it starts with putting the work in by putting it here first.
All right. Someone said they were listening from work, so thank you for that.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what I would be doing. Well, I couldn't have did that when I was working at Bell's house. I couldn't have been on the phone and listening to something.
Oh no, I couldn't do that either.
Yeah.
Please do not be in the hospital.
This one says, with subject to deals, are you not paying off the whole mortgage? You pay a few months, give the owner cash, and then sell the house. How are you profiting?
Well, they're talking about subject to. If you set the deal up that way, where you're getting some form of possession, you put it back on the market, and then you sell it, then yeah, that's how you profit. But assuming you're getting it, what you and the seller have agreed upon, along with what's owed, is less than what you can sell it for. You get the difference if you're going to do it that way. Most people do subject to because they're trying to do a longer term investment. If they're going to stay in the deal, they want the cash flow and the appreciation from the house. So it just depends how you structure the deal.
All right.
That was 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm. This one says, there are a lot of realtors in my area. Does it make any kind of sense to work with them if that's heard of?
Yeah, real estate agents can be a very valuable piece to your operation if you connect with the right realtors. Yes, they need, ideally, hopefully they'll send you some deals. Normally they don't get it on that side, but on the buyer side of it, you can definitely network with some of them that can really, send you some deals. But, you can get some to send deals on the other side, on the seller side too. So 45 seconds.
All right. So this says, when comping a property, how can you do so if the comparing property doesn't have the number of the square footage of the house?
Okay, so whenever you compare it or you're trying to comp a property to come up with an ARV, when I say comp, it's short for comparable sales. ARV is short for after repair value. Basically trying to say what would the house sell for in excellent condition. But it doesn't have to be exact square footage. You're just looking for a range. Generally speaking, an appraiser goes out and they do a 20% plus or minus in any direction, and they make the adjustment based on the price per square foot. So it doesn't have to be exact. You try and look for something as close as possible, within a couple of 100 square feet, plus or minus, normally will get you there.
All right. Okay, this one says, if I can ensure that a buyer is going to make at least $25K, is that the proper minimum amount?
Okay, they're asking if they can ensure that a buyer is going to make $25K on a deal. Is that the proper minimal amount? Question, Jessica. If I spent, okay, so I can sell a property for $1 million, but I had to spend, after, I'm just throwing a number out, so it might not be exact, but after all is said and done, I ain't make but $25,000. That means I probably had to spend $800,000-$900,000 to make that happen, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
That's not worth it. So you just can't say a number. It needs to be more of a percentage thing. It can't just be 25,000. They should be happy. Now, if it's a situation where the ARV is 75,000, they can walk away with 25,000 all in. Oh, that's a smoking deal. Or if you look at the return on investment, what you had to spend and what you got back, call that ROI. Google it. The formula for ROI, return on investment.
All right. This one says American Real Estate Investments Group LLC is in the house. We use direct mail campaigns. How can we improve our responses?
I already said that using direct mail campaigns, how can they improve their responses? Depending on what your expectations are with direct mail. Now you can text the word mail, MAIL, to the 205-964-5243. You can hook up with my boys, Corey and Ryan, at Graphic Connections out of St. Louis. They deal with investors all over the country, heavy hitters, and they'll get you going in the right direction. But you have to understand what you're doing when you do direct mail, mass direct mail. You can send out 10,000 pieces. If you get a 1% response rate, 2%, you're killing it. So out of that 1%, 2%, you're only going to get like 100 to 200 responses. You have to know what are your expectations on it.
All right. This one says, hold on, let's see, it won't load. It says, how are you doing, Flip? Can you talk about the flip from phone method?
It's just cold calling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. This one says, how can I get my first deal?
How can you get your first deal? Depends on, do you have a budget to work with? Assuming you don't. One of the methods that you can use to find your first deal, target the entire country, use Zillow as your platform, targeting properties that are for rent. Look for the properties that are listed by owner as the actual person that placed that listing, and just call them, see if they're interested in selling. I only got 30 seconds. I could have broken down more, but I only got 30 seconds to answer.
All right. What if it takes you 10 days to find a cash buyer? Do you still wait before running the title?
What if it takes 10 days to find a cash buyer? Do you still wait to run the title? Yes, that's not a long time. I'm assuming you got 30 days with your seller minimum. Yeah, you still got plenty of time.
All right.
I should.
This one's from Young Philly. He said, I met a motivated buyer. What's a good website to find houses?
Okay, he said he met a motivated buyer. What's a good website to find buyers? Well, I just somewhat explained it through using Zillow. You can use that as a source to potentially find deals. But the for rent section, looking for listed by owner. You'll see listed by broker, listed by agent, listed by property manager. You want to avoid those, right? You want to deal directly with the owner.
All right.
You're in search of a tired landlord. They may not be interested in selling that property. It may be another property that they own. It's more to it than that, but to answer this question, I wish it, whatever their name was, it was a way just to pull down You found a seller, a buyer, you just go to this website, pull down a motivated seller. Don't work that way. You got to put some work in, man. If anybody tells you anything different.
All right. This one says, how much is the minimum amount that a buyer will want to make on a property for it to be considered a good deal?
Use my deal calculator. It explains it. Text the word GD. This video explains it. Where you at, baby? Come to daddy. You ain't gonna bite. Let me see. All right, text GD. This video will explain. I see you. Yeah, text GD. That's going to get you going.
All right. This one says, hello, folks, and God bless you. How do you find comps on a property with 2 houses on one lot? One is in good shape and livable. Second home is pretty but a complete rehab, and it's unlivable.
The second house is a bonus. How do you basically asking? Got 2 houses on one lot. It's basically the same address. One of them is livable. The other one isn't. The second house is a bonus. I'm only confident on the first house. That's what we're going to do the deal on.
All right, this question is on TikTok. How much does it cost to double close?
How much does it cost to double close? It just depends on who you're dealing with. Sometimes they'll charge you just as much as it costs to do a normal close. And sometimes they'll give you a discount if they know you're going to do a double close. If they know you're going to be doing business with them, they'll discount their fees. If that's going to be a common thing, you're going to be doing business with it. But sometimes they're going to charge you the full freight for both closings. But you're not paying it. Your cash buyer's paying it. You just may have it just may affect part of your money. But we don't talk a few $100s in most cases. If worst case, a couple thousand. But hopefully you're making a lot more than that.
All right. This one says, realtors don't strike me as willing to work with wholesalers because your fee could be double their commission. Is that true?
Well, that could be the case. Remember this saying: most won't, but enough will. You can do that on about a lot of things in life. You know what you're doing now, though. If you're selling pencils, most won't buy, but some will. You might starve. But in this business, most won't, but enough will. Or you can roll away as a fat cat, waddle away as a fat cat.
All right. This one says, do you have an example of a purchase and sales agreement for land?
These my kinfolk trying to throw these curveballs. Text the word earth and follow the instructions in the video. Follow the instructions in the video. Follow the instructions in the video.
All right. This one says, not now that True People Search is not working, what else can I use for free?
We don't do free around here for that. So I don't know. I'll look something up. Just Google. That's what Google's for. Google.
Let's see.
Find people's phone numbers. Google that. Watch. It's going to be magical. For free. Find people's phone numbers for free.
Can't you do it on batch leads? Can't you do like a few?
No, it ain't free.
No, a handful for like a
No.
small amount.
Well, but yeah, it ain't free. They said free.
But tell them what the
Well,
price
you
is.
talking about
Maybe
a
they
trial
don't
period.
realize how.
Yeah, it's only 50 cents to skip trade single skips through skip to flip. I say only 50 cents. I'm not tripping. They might need free. I ain't tripping. So
Free.
Let's see. This one says, are closing costs negotiable?
everything is negotiable. Our closing costs negotiable. But let me back up. You talking about with the title company or who's going to pay it? Now, who's going to pay it between you and the buyer, you and the seller? That's negotiable. With a title company, normally that's not negotiable. Their fees are their fees. Yeah. Sign here. Look at this. On charge. You know what I'm saying? I guess you could say, hey, we're going to be doing a lot of deals in here. Can we get a better rate? on this and that. I guess that's negotiable too. Let me back up. But normally.
All right. This one's from that's Bucci. He said, how do you move forward with the deal if a seller doesn't know how to sign documents virtually or doesn't have a working email?
Hey, the U.S. Postal Service still works, or FedEx or UPS. No, I'm going to send it FedEx or UPS, preferably. Not a sponsor. That still works, or just hand to hand. Hey, this still works too if it's local. Hey, Mr. Johnson, here you go. Here's a pen.
All right, this one says I have a pretty nice lead.
Or fax machine. Some people still do that.
Oh yeah,
You may have someone you just have to figure out where they're going to send it to. You can fax to the library. Okay.
All right.
You can fax to FedEx.
Yeah. You can do FedEx office or UPS store. A lot of places, any of those mail stores or whatever, mailbox stores, they'll do that. Those are part of their services.
All right, this one says I have a pretty nice lead in New Mexico, but I've been told that many buyers don't buy out here. Should I still try anyways?
Okay, they say they're in New Mexico. Albuquerque is a decent sized city. So is it in one of the largest cities there? Albuquerque. How do you spell Albuquerque?
Albert.
Okay, there we go. Hey, y'all don't know how to spell. Anybody can spell Albuquerque? Not you. You looking it up.
Albert. I don't know about that.
I already got it up. I'm just saying. Y'all spell it. But anyway, so Albuquerque's population metro. I'm sorry. No, that's just regular. Metro is 916,000, just shy of 1 million. You can get down in Albuquerque. I don't know anything else about New Mexico, but I know it's going down in Albuquerque.
They said it's in Moriarty.
How you spell that?
They have Moriarty.
Spell that again.
Moriarty.
Interesting. Okay. 1,800. They ain't gonna get it.
No.
That ain't gonna get. Let me see how close it is to the old Kirky.
No.
It's close. It's not too far from Albuquerque. That may be. It's close to Albuquerque. So I look like that's metro. That may be metropolitan Albuquerque. Make up the greater area of Albuquerque. There you go. Boom. It's 41 miles. That's too far. That may be a little too far. Maybe a little too far.
That's from where to Will.
Tuscaloosa?
Yeah.
That's a little too
That's
far.
too far.
You didn't change over by then.
You have some? All right. This one, somebody.
Pale City closer than Tuscaloosa, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
A little farther there.
Somebody said Jessica. I don't know why. Let's see. This one says, usually what percentage of the ARV/fair market value does a cash buyer like to make on cash deals? In other words, how much equity does a cash buyer want in cash deals?
Normally 20 to 25% on their money is good.
Mm-hmm.
Based off the ARV, let me just say that. That's what the calculator that I have on my site will do all of that for you. This video will explain. Text GD. This video will break it down for you.
All right. This one says they're a little concerned about they're a little confused rather about high equity.
Oh, I didn't answer the gas question, did I?
Mm-mm.
We ain't got to go ahead. We'll do this one. I got to get into it.
Yeah. They said they're a little confused about high equity homes to target.
High equity homes?
Mm-hmm.
They're wanting to target.
They're confused about.
Well, high equity is whether it's a $40,000 house or a $4 million house. The equity is what they owe in our world and what it could be worth. If it's a $40,000 ARV, if they don't owe anything, the equity is $40,000. If it's a $4 million ARV and they don't owe anything, the ARV is $4 million. On that $40,000, if they owe $16,000, the ARV, the equity is $24,000, which is the difference between the 40 and the 16. On a $4 million house, if they owe $1 million, then the equity is $3 million. That's still a lot of equity. But if it's $4 million, they owe $3.8 million, that's not a lot of equity. Or if it's $40,000 and they owe $38,000, that's not a lot of equity because there's only $2,000 left and only $200,000 left on $4 million. The equity is the difference of ARV and what they owe. What is worth and what they owe. That's your equity. That's the game we play, the equity game. To the question, is driving for dollars still worth it with high gas prices? Of course, that's going to depend on your situation. I only put 87 to anything I drive. People think that's crazy, but hey, I get a lot of miles on my stuff. But even with that said, the smaller vehicle, right at $50 to fill it up. The larger vehicle, almost $80. That's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's so $5. Like pull up. You know what I'm saying? Put $5 in there. That's tough, man. That's a gallon. In some place that ain't a gallon. On 87 now. I'm based on 87 octane, the regular, the leg and arm, the leg on the arm, right? So that may not be an option. Driving for dollars because that could get very. That's a bill. In the famous words of Jeezy, I didn't know gas was going to be a bill.
Especially people who drive trucks. And
stuff. Trucks. Oh, you got to find something different to drive. If you driving a V8, if it ain't. Whoo,
I need a damn smart car.
I'm telling you, the EV.
A skateboard.
But they expensive to buy though. But anyway, so that's going to be case by case. Obviously, it's worth it if you find a deal, but getting to that point could be very expensive. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be case by case on what you got going on as far as your available resources, because this gas thing is real. This ain't $2 and something is really ridiculous. For what what we have seen. Some of y'all may have never seen that before, less than that. The 99-cent days just over with. See, people like me. Oh, you never seen 99-cent gas? I guess not. I was sort of kidding, but you probably you've seen it. You wasn't paying attention to it when you were younger. Mm-hmm. You just wasn't paying attention because it definitely
not since I've been driving.
Yeah, not since you've been driving. So do you remember since you've been driving?
I remember like $1.99.
So you remember $1.99?
Yeah.
Okay, since y'all been driving, they ain't been 10 years, baby.
Yeah.
10 or 12 years. Okay, so yeah. Now 99 cents and crying if it was at 101. Now I'm basing this on 87 octane now, on the lower, the regular. That's the only way I, what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so it just may not be. So what is your other options? Now I sort of went through it a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna do a video on it or not. I probably will. Sort of been saving that for my training people. I just mentioned it. It ain't no brain surgery, but you can target the entire country of landlords through Zillow. Through the for rent section of Zillow, and look for those listings that are by owner. That's the decision maker. Landlords, people that do rentals, normally own multiple properties. We know they own at least probably two. The one that they're trying to rent, the one they live in. But a lot of times they own a lot more than that. So that's potential opportunity. Even though they may not want to get rid of the one that you're calling about, one of their other property or properties may be a problem property. So that doesn't cost you anything, but just putting the time in, building a list, and just doing it. You can target any market in the country. So, but to answer the question, yeah, driving for dollars could not be worth it for some to get to that first deal, because you could be out of it could be very expensive. You know what I'm saying? It just costs, that can be very expensive. So it's going to be case by case. And so my girl ain't started, so if you didn't get your questions answered, please post them in the comments section of any video. I'll answer those on a daily basis. We're going to go live here on all platforms. You're on TikTok and Instagram. Tap the link in the bio. And We're out. We'll see you on the flip
Follow
side.
us on Pinterest.
And follow us on Pinterest. We're at that 8. Oh, yeah.
25.
Oh.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 215-964-52439.